Hello, I'm Marianne Ford here at Oak Hill Stable in Spanish Fork, Utah, or Salem, which is by Spanish Fork. We've had the stable for several years. Started with a smaller building in about 1984, and we have gradually grown. 2 years ago, we decided that we needed a bigger space so that we could expand our operation. And so we investigated and chose to go with CoverAll buildings. This is our main arena. It's a standard dressage size. It's 220 feet long by 90 feet wide, and we found that it's been very, very adequate for us. We like the fact that it's always light. When it's light outside, we don't ever need any inside lights unless, of course, the sun goes down. It's airy. The horses love it. They feel like they're outside when they're in here. And it has just worked out beautifully for us. We do primarily dressage at our facility, but we're really a full service. We start colts, work with them. We do a lot of dressage riding. As you can see, we've got some vaulters that are practicing down there. Our vaulters have competed nationally and done very well. One of those vaulters is a silver medalist, and she does most of our instruction. Vaulting is a European sport that is wonderful for young people to start with. These girls are more advanced. We have many young people who come and start and do a few months of vaulting, and it gives them great confidence on the back of the horse. They learn how to get off the moving horse without being hurt, and they learn the movement of the horse. They lose their fear, and therefore when they want to start riding in a regular riding seat, they're way advanced because of the experience that they've had with vaulting. Vaulting is wonderful for teaching balance and confidence on a horse. It's actually the place where gymnastics began, and so we could call this gymnastics on horseback. It was originated in the military to teach the soldiers how to be in better balance with their horses so that they could perform war games without having to worry about their horsemanship. This arena is used for so many things, particularly here in this climate, because we would be very handicapped in the winter if we didn't have an indoor place to ride. And so it enables us to continue training through the winter. And even in the summer, we do most of our training in here because it's more pleasant than outside in the heat. We find that the building is cooler than it is outside. And of course, we're saved from the elements in the winter, so it allows us to continue our program without interruption. Most people, when they enter the building for the first time, are amazed at the feeling of openness that we have. Their horses love coming in here. It feels like it's very inviting to them, and we find that rarely do they object to riding in an indoor place when they haven't been used to it if they're introduced in this building. We hold a number of clinics here. It lends itself very well for that. The acoustics are wonderful, and we have a good sound system so that we can play music, and instructors can be heard all over the building because of our sound system that works out so well. And all of this can go on without interrupting each other. People work well together, they know each other, and we have a wonderful camaraderie here with this new building that has made it possible for this to happen. We've extended the barn out the end with a lounge area where people can watch and sit and be comfortable. We also have a breeding lab there that has a phantom for it to take our stallion to, and we have a couple of stanchions for mares to be put in. We have a lab area for our collection and preparing the semen. Upstairs we have in mind to put a couple of apartments so that some of our barn help can be right here on site. Our stall barn is 90 by 160, and so we have two buildings. We had originally planned to do one building, but we found that it was more economical and was more to our liking to put up two buildings, one for stalls and one as an arena. And we've been happy with that arrangement. This is our other Titan building that we are using for stalls. We have 29 stalls in here. Some of them are 12 by 12 and some are 12 by 16. We found a need to get some larger, nicer stalls than we had in our old barn. Many of our horses are rather large, and they needed a bigger stalling area. This building works very well, particularly because it is so airy. We rarely get any odors in here because there's so much air above the stalls, and so it always has a real clean feeling. This end of the arena, or at the end of the stall barn, we've got a lunging area. Sometimes our vaulters use this area, sometimes horses use it for lunging, and it just makes the building more usable for us. We've also got our storage for our shavings and cubes in the end of the building. We feed cubes because they're much cleaner and it's easier to manage them. And then we have shavings right here inside the building as well, so that we can do all of our work right here without having to go outside the building to get feed or to get shavings to put in the stalls. The alleyways are big. They're 12 feet wide. We can drive our equipment down them. We can take horses in and out very easily without having any congestion in the area. So it's easy for a lot of people to be working in here at once. This is one of our 12 by 16 stalls. The walls are solid. Has a grill on the front. Our horses are very safe in these stalls. One of the features that we really have enjoyed is that we put a tack room in each stall. And in the back then, the clients can have their own private tack room. If it wants to open here, there we go. And there's a place for them to put their saddle and all of their tack and anything else that they may want to store and keep separate from the rest of the barn so that it's always intact for them.